Hi everyone, I'm Jason Park, Head of Business Development at Bittrex Global and the host of our video AMA today. We're featuring Bitspawn and our guest is Eric Godwin, founder of Bitspawn. Eric, thanks for joining us today. We are super excited about our partnership and really looking forward to learning more about the project. So thanks for coming on.
Hey Jason, thanks for having me.
Sure. So for our AMAs, we source questions from both the Bittrex Global and the broader crypto community regarding your listing. So let's dive in to see what they want to know about your project. So first question, to kick things off, we always like to learn a bit about our guest and hear your team's story. So can you tell our audience about what gave you the idea to create this unique project?
Yeah, so the idea of Bitspawn came about from my experience as a competitive gamer. I've used a lot of the legacy solutions out there for online competitive play, and they always put players at a disadvantage when it came to the experience in terms of their rights competing, being able to get paid out in a timely fashion, and just in general the way that players are able to monetize their experiences online. Um, Esports and gaming at large is very polarized, and the economy is very predatory, which leads the developers and the sponsors and brands to have majority of rights and say when it comes to how players operate in the space. So the idea with Bitspawn was to create a decentralized version of online gaming network that players can have full control and ability to monetize their activities, not through only competing and competitive play, but socializing and creating communities supported by video games, both in the traditional video game scene as well as NFT gaming and blockchain-based games.
Got it. Got it. Well, thanks for sharing that. And I think a lot of great projects actually stem from a lot of personal needs. A lot of great projects are spawned kind of based on personal needs and leads to great products. So can you tell us a little bit about the background of your team and your leadership, how you kind of leverage the team's previous experiences?
Yeah. So our team has been involved. Each of us, there's four of us. So myself, Eric, we have Reese, our operations co-founder, Lucas, our marketing co-founder, and then Alex, our technical co-founder. So we've all been in the blockchain space since about late 2015, early 2016, and worked on different projects. Alex, our technical lead, he's co-founded two other blockchain projects, One Ledger and Stratos, and he oversees our technology implementation for Bitspawn, and his experience in gaming is in China. He helped grow the Dota community there. Reese and Lucas are former CSGO competitive players, and myself, I'm a Call of Duty and Halo player. But we've all worked in the blockchain space and worked on DeFi and DeFi projects back throughout the ICO craze and through 2018, and we all came together in 2019 to build this project. And we got in 2020 is really when the bulk of the development started for Bitspawn. But yeah, we've worked in the space on multiple projects and have a pretty good track record thus far. And then the rest of our team, we have a lot of good developers from the e-commerce and online competitive gaming vertical, where our project lead is actually the co-founder of a FIFA league with over 50,000 users. So we have a well-rounded main leadership core.
Got it, got it. So it seems like you guys have, vast experiences in this space. I mean, a couple of years in the crypto space is, having 5 to 10 years in other industries. So it looks like you guys really have, vast experiences in this industry. So kind of looking ahead now, what does the next few months or even years of Bitspawn look like? What are some of the key milestones that you like to hit along the way?
Yeah, so for the remainder of this year leading up to the holidays, we have some optimizations for our main web app, Bitspawn GG, that we're rolling out and implementing. The main one being a fresh overhaul to the way the UI looks for the general use. We're adding an actual crypto gift card marketplace that users can use to offload some of their tokens or winnings without having to withdraw from the platform. So they'll be able to buy Amazon gift cards, Apple gift cards, Microsoft, things like that, where they can use their tokens and their rewards immediately without withdrawing. We're doing player profile optimizations where people can have a more social aspect throughout their experience, as well as gamified progression is something we're working on. And then after the holidays, we're going to be releasing the first step in our gaming NFT ecosystem, which is a Bitspawn NFT collection that we're collaborating with Magic Eden on Solana to launch. And that NFT ecosystem, gaming NFT ecosystem, is going to be one of the three main things that we're going to be implementing in 2022. So the first step is releasing the first collection. The second step is providing intrinsic benefits within our network for NFTs, so people can essentially link their NFTs from their wallet to their profile and earn rewards such as discounts on entry fees, increased staking rewards, access to exclusive events, or redeemable for real world merchandise, providing a utility with a gaming specific niche for NFTs. The second big milestone for us is we're implementing game data integrations to some new top games. Compared to our competitors, we offer a selection of games available that aren't available on our competitors. The main one right now is Apex Legends. And in the new year, we'll be implementing Halo Infinite, which is a free-to-play multiplayer game that we're really excited about. And that data integration will lead to a lot of new cool tokenized activities within our space. And then on top of that, we're releasing our gamified progression and staking mechanisms for decentralized tool integration. So people can actually build their own gaming marketplaces and websites within the Bitspawn network and not just have to run everything within our main web app that showcases the bulk of our features, Bitspawn GG.
Got it. And I think this is a good segue to my next question, which one of our community actually asked. And it seems like the GameFly space is really popular right now, and there's just so many new projects coming out. So I think you've touched upon this briefly, but what is kind of the one thing that you can pinpoint to when you talk about Bitspawn and how it's going to stand out from the crowd, because there's so many projects coming out these days?
Yeah. So the difference between Bitspawn and a lot of the different GameFly projects that are coming out is the play to earn projects are focused around specifically video games that are developed fully with NFT integration and blockchain. Whereas Bitspawn, we're more of an online network where we bridge both traditional gaming, video games, and tokenize them, as well as building out competitive communities for NFT and blockchain based games. So for us, our vision is to bring crypto and blockchain and bring it mainstream to the whole video game industry of the 2+ billion players out there that play video games, and provide tools both on the competitive end as well as the social end, and tokenize them while providing innovation in NFTs and blockchain gaming. But right now globally, there's about 50 million players from the traditional video game space that use crypto, and we want to grow that number. And our main goal and vision is to provide GameFi tools and play to earn tools for data integrations in the AAA games that are very popular in the world. Sure. And then our latter focus is the NFT and blockchain gaming side.
Got it. Interesting. And I have to segue and touch a bit upon this topic, which is one of the hottest trends that are happening, not just within the crypto industry, but across all the industries right now. Is what does Bitspawn's future in the metaverse look like?
Great question. Yeah. So for the metaverse, our focus is around part of our NFT ecosystem. So we would like our NFT collections that we're launching to become avatars in the metaverse, and whether it be through applications we develop ourselves or we partner with, we would like people to be able to use their NFTs as avatars within a metaverse type ecosystem where people can actually view gaming events within this metaverse. So if you're watching a competitive gaming stream on Twitch right now, you'd be able to do that in the metaverse, but through your actual avatar, and you'd be in an arena viewing gaming events, things like that. We're going to focus around metaverse for gaming events and people viewing it in AR and VR.
Sure. And can you actually go into how the users can purchase NFTs? What's the user experience there?
Yeah, so for our first NFT collection, it'll be through Magic Eden, a Solana NFT marketplace.
Mhm.
So we'll be launching our NFT collection there, and once they purchase their NFTs through Magic Eden, they'll be able to from their wallets, whether it's a Phantom wallet or a Soulflare wallet, they'll be able to link that to their Bitspawn GG account and
Mhm.
claim intrinsic benefits from our network. Outside of that, we're looking to develop our own gaming NFT specific marketplace and launchpad where people who want to bring intrinsic benefits to the Bitspawn ecosystem from their own NFT collections can do
Sure.
that through our portal. And that's one of the milestones we're looking to achieve in 2022.
Got it. Got it. That's very cool. Um, this is another question from our community. So GameFly is it's a pretty new and unique industry, and one of the questions from our members is, so he's not a serious gamer, more of a casual enthusiast. How can he get involved with Bitspawn?
Yeah, so on Bitspawn, there's multiple ways for people to earn tokens and rewards outside of just competing for prize pools. We started off as a project dedicated towards esports and hardcore tournaments, but we realized there's a bigger way for us to have an impact in the video game industry and people's lives at large, and that was to become a social gaming protocol and allow people to essentially just link their gaming accounts to our network, and then based on their performance in games of just playing general public matches, we can tokenize and reward them for what they do in the games on just a regular basis. So we have things right now that are called challenges where people, just by playing their general public matches within games, they'll be able to get put on a leaderboard and earn tokens that way. We're looking at more features based around social gaming in that respect, and things such as lifetime scores and not so much esports focused games but just general games at large. People who have earned certain amount of play time in games or a certain amount of score can earn spawn tokens just based off of their passive game account integration into our network. And we
Sure.
want to make it more about building communities as well. So people can earn from hosting events on Bitspawn, creating NFT collections, creating clans and gaming communities, and tokenizing the interactions there. So it's not just about playing for prize pools in a hardcore competitive setting. It's just about coming together, interacting with other gamers, and earning rewards from just interactions.
Got it, got it. That's actually very interesting to hear, because obviously, crypto and gaming, it's, we, from an outside perspective, it looks like a match in heaven. But you guys are not just targeting those kind of avid gamers, but also expanding your audience and catching their attention in different ways. So I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, we really want to bring crypto mainstream, and gaming is one of the best verticals we think for that. And the competitive scene is very well established, but it also has a lot of barriers to entry. And we want to be more of a global, decentralized gaming economy that doesn't segregate from competitive players and social players. We want to bring everyone together to have a good experience and be able to monetize for rewards.
Sure, sure. So let's actually talk a bit about the technical aspect of the project. So, something we received a few questions around was the fact that Bitspawn is powered by Solana.
Mhm.
Can you walk us through the thought process behind making that decision and why you chose to go with Solana?
Yeah, so our when we initially came up with the idea for this project and started building, we started building on Ethereum, and our early alpha and early beta were both on Ethereum. But we got introduced to the Solana ecosystem in late 2020 and loved what they were doing,
Mhm.
and the technology behind it in terms of the scalability, the ease of use, and things like that. Really good for gaming. So instead of us having to focus on a layer two scaling solution on Ethereum or partnering with a layer two,
Mhm.
we could move to this new layer one Solana and utilize all of its features and scalability to help us just focus on building blockchain gaming features and tools. And that was the main reason behind it. Another reason was we met up with a lot of people in the space and saw how helpful and inclusive everyone was within Solana, and the connections we created there just have helped our project so much. So that's another reason why we stick with Solana. And the third reason is we're the first gaming network infrastructure solution on Solana. So there are competitors like us on Ethereum, Polkadot, Binance Smart Chain, but one, they're not on Solana, so we're the only one in the Solana ecosystem. And two, we support different games than they support. So, for example, Apex Legends and Halo Infinite, none of our competitors that we know of support those games at the moment. So we provide an advantage there. But those are the three main reasons why we stuck with Solana.
Got it. Got it. That's helpful. I mean, I did see a lot of projects migrate from, potentially Ethereum protocols to, mainnets like Solana, just because of the real kind of hindrance that you face when you're on, I guess, a slower and more expensive network. So I think it's very smart for you guys to really adopt Solana early on before you, have too many users to migrate to.
Yeah, and like with our gaming events, we're doing thousands and thousands of transactions,
Right.
excuse me, daily, and for our users, it's just not feasible with the
Yeah.
fees and the speed of Ethereum as it stands today.
Sure, sure. So another question from our community, and you've touched upon the relationship between Bitspawn and Metaverse, but kind of talking in a more general terms, how do you feel about the future of GameFi and the Metaverse? So in your opinion, what will kind of take to make GameFi something that everyone in the mainstream consumer market kind of knows about?
Yeah, I think the largest catalyst for the inclusion of GameFi in mainstream gaming is going to take a AAA game developer to either implement NFTs into one of their titles or
Mhm.
a play-to-earn element. And I know a few AAA gaming publishers are exploring it, but are not implementing it. I know Ubisoft and EA are the main two that come to mind. But yeah, I really think the main catalyst for mainstream adoption is going to come from one of the large players within the traditional video game space.
Sure.
In terms of the metaverse adoption, there's a lot going on from both the blockchain side as well as now with Facebook rebranding as Meta and doing that metaverse approach. So metaverse, I think, is more. I think the better metaverse solution will come from the blockchain space. I think these closed metaverse systems, like the one that Facebook now Meta is producing, is not viable for long-term use and benefiting
Mhm.
each individual user. I think the blockchain side is going to be huge for that proponent. But for the GameFi play-to-earn side, I still think the traditional video game industry is going to be the main catalyst for catapulting it into mainstream adoption, and then the blockchain innovation side with all these new blockchain based games that are coming out on Solana, Ethereum, Polygon, for example. They'll be the secondary catalyst.
Got it. Got it. And how do you think that kind of those major, gaming companies will enter into this space? Do you think they're going to kind of develop things on their own or through a partnership with an existing crypto company? How do you kind of envision that?
I think for the most part, they will either build it on their own or acquire a blockchain company to facilitate this.
Mhm.
It could come from a collaborative partnership, but the way these gaming publishers work, they usually like to keep everything in house, and depending on the publisher,
Sure.
they might be more willing to work with partners, but for the most part, I think it's going to come from an in-house solution that can then be used by third parties.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Interesting. Um, Next question. So, can you walk us through some of the use cases of the Spawn token?
Yep. Yeah, so the Bitspawn token is multifunction utility on our network. So the main first one is to be a medium of exchange throughout all interactions on our platform, whether it be from the staking side, and entry fees to events, payouts, purchasing NFTs or gift cards on our marketplaces.
Mhm.
The secondary functions come from a community voting mechanism, which is going to be implemented in 2022 for added features to the network or inclusion of new games or bringing in different projects to help build and work on Bitspawn. Another functionality is going to be for our decentralized conflict resolution system for these gaming events. So people can
Mhm.
actually use Bitspawn tokens to vote on reviewing matches to see if there's any cheating. It's essentially a community-driven anti-cheat tool that we're looking to use, and essentially have community members act as referees or mediators for some of these conflicts that arise from gaming events. And then just for staking and gamified progression as well. It's used for that as a reward mechanism for our community. So yeah, about a handful of different use cases right now for our token and the ones that have been implemented.
Yeah, and I think the governance portion of that use case is pretty interesting. What are the details around it? Do you need to have a certain amount of tokens that you hold, or how does that really work?
Yeah, so it'll be based on the percentage of spawn tokens that you hold will dictate the amount of voting power you have. But right now, like Bitspawn itself is more of a centralized project due to the fact of how young we are, and our main web app Bitspawn GG is the main one showcasing our features and tool set. But we'll be releasing a decentralized tool set where other people can use what we've built to build their own marketplaces and ecosystems that utilize the spawn token, and the community voting function will come into play when that is released. So our ideal goal is to have dozens and dozens of apps and websites that run within our Bitspawn network, and the bitspawn.gg web app that we currently have will just essentially be the flagship one that showcases what people can do within our network.
Got it. Thanks for sharing that. I guess something that's very important to us is security. We do pride ourselves as being very security focused exchange. So can you tell us a little bit about how Bitspawn ensures the safety and security of its user? Obviously, with the DeFi component is a big part of the project.
Yeah, so for Bitspawn right now, we utilize 2FA measures in terms of our Bitspawn GG web app. In terms of user data as well, we secure it heavily through Amazon Web Services. We have databases that are secured through there. And then in terms of the actual tokens that are used on the platform, we have a custodian service that we use for that. So we ensure that the tokens that are used and transacted through our network don't get it abused or take stolen.
Got it. Understood. And it's reassuring to hear that you guys are implementing security measures, which are obviously hugely important in this industry.
But in terms of the token itself, unlike your Ethereum, the Solana token is not built on a custom smart contract. So we utilize all the security features that the Solana token library provides.
Got it. Understood. So I think that's we went through all the questions that I had. Was there something that you kind of wanted to touch upon that we didn't cover today?
No, I believe we covered all the bases on this. In terms of our roadmap for 2022, I just want to reiterate the three main things to look out for is the inclusion of game data integrations to some of the top new AAA titles such as Halo Infinite, the inclusion of our NFT gaming ecosystem, that after the holidays we're releasing our NFT collection on Magic Eden, and then people who own those NFTs will be able to claim benefits within the Bitspawn platform. And then the third part is our gamified progression and staking systems that are going to be releasing, providing more utility for players just outside of competing in gaming events and more of a social aspect.
Got it. Understood. I guess I do have a final question. So how can our community keep up to date with the project?
Yeah, so three main channels that we use for our community are Telegram, Twitter, and Discord. All of them are Bitspawn GG handles, so you can follow those, and we release most of our updates there. In terms of interacting with our community, Discord's the best place for us as gamers to interact with our community. So if you have any messages or questions there that you want to hit up the team with and figure things out, we can help you there.
Got it. Well, thanks for that, Eric. And thank you very much for joining us for this AMA today. We learned a lot more about Bitspawn and the Spawn token. We're very excited about the partnership and for the future of Bitspawn. If our viewers want to learn more about Bitspawn, please go to www.bitspawn.io. That's BITSPAWN.io. Thank you again, Eric. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jason.